And the probability that a particle that's at some place will be at some different place later.
Молодой человек, если вы будете все время молчать, и мы с вами...
Elon Musk is no ordinary billionaire. He's a modern-day visionary shaping the future in ways that once seemed like science fiction. From revolutionizing electric vehicles with Tesla to pushing the boundaries of space travel with SpaceX, Musk has consistently challenged what humanity believes is possible. His work in Neuralink is bringing us closer to brain-computer interfaces, while his AI projects with X.AI raise questions about the future of intelligence itself. But what if Musk's most ambitious project isn't something he's openly discussing? Over the years, Musk has dropped cryptic hints, made bizarre statements, and even sent out tweets that suggest he knows more than he's letting on. And now we may have our answer. Is time travel real? And if so, is Elon Musk involved? That's the question we'll explore today. But first, let me ask you, if time travel were possible, would you go forward to see the future or backward to change the past? Let us know in the comments below the scientific basis for time travel. Time travel sounds like something out of a movie, but it actually has a strong scientific foundation. Einstein's theory of relativity tells us that time isn't fixed, it's relative. The faster you move through space, the slower you experience time. This means that if you could travel at near light speeds, time would pass differently for you than for someone standing still on Earth. We've already seen this in action. Astronaut Gennady Padalka, who spent 879 days in space, actually aged slightly less than people on Earth. Due to the effects of time dilation, he traveled milliseconds into the future. Now, if we could build a spaceship capable of approaching light speed, the differences would be even more dramatic. A passenger on that ship might experience just a few weeks while decades pass on Earth. In theory, this means that future time travel isn't just possible, it's already happening in tiny increments. But what about traveling backward in time? That's where things get even more complicated. Stephen Hawking's time travel experiment. The late Stephen Hawking, one of the greatest physicists of our time, was fascinated by time travel. In 2009, he conducted a famous experiment to prove whether time travelers exist. He threw a party for time travelers, but here's the catch. He only sent out invitations after the event had already happened. If time travel existed, someone from the future should have shown up. But nobody did. Did this mean time travel isn't possible? Or did it simply mean that time travelers are bound by rules, perhaps forbidden from revealing themselves? Some believe Hawking's experiment wasn't a failure at all. Instead, it might suggest that time travel exists, but those who use it are keeping it a secret. Time travel in pop culture versus reality movies and TV shows have shaped how we imagine time travel, from Back to the Future to Doctor Who. But how close are these stories to real science? One of the earliest depictions of time travel was H.G. Wells's The Time Machine in 1895. In the book, a scientist builds a machine to move forward and backward in time. While fictional, Wells's ideas eerily predate many real scientific theories about time travel. The biggest issue? Paradoxes. If you went back and prevented your own birth, would you still exist? The famous grandfather paradox suggests that time travel to the past could be impossible, or at least highly controlled. Elon Musk's cryptic hints about time travel. When it comes to pushing the boundaries of human innovation, Elon Musk has consistently led the charge. From Tesla's autonomous vehicles to SpaceX's mission to colonize Mars, his ideas often sound like something straight out of science fiction until they become reality. But beyond his well-documented technological breakthroughs, Musk has also made cryptic statements that suggest he may know more about time travel than he lets on. Musk has a habit of dropping enigmatic tweets and offhand comments that leave people questioning whether he is simply speculating or subtly revealing deeper truths. He has frequently referenced simulation theory, the mind-bending idea that our reality may not be physical at all, but rather a highly advanced digital simulation, one possibly created by future beings or civilizations far beyond our comprehension. If this is the case, it could mean that time, as we experience it, is not a fixed, linear progression, but something that can be manipulated, paused, or even rewound like a program in a computer. One of Musk's most intriguing remarks came when he casually stated in an interview that time is an illusion. Was this just a philosophical statement? Or was it a hint that he knows something we don't? If time can be manipulated, then could Musk, through his work in Neuralink and AI, be trying to unlock the ability to experience time differently? Neuralink, his ambitious brain-computer interface project, is designed to merge human consciousness with artificial intelligence. But what if, in the future, this technology could go beyond simply reading brain activity? Could it allow humans to perceive time in a non-linear way, store consciousness in different points in history, or even jump across timelines? Musk's other projects also raise questions about his interest in controlling time. SpaceX is working on faster space travel, a technology that, if taken far enough, could eventually bring us closer to achieving relativistic time dilation, the effect that allows people traveling at near-light speeds to experience time differently than those on Earth. Could Musk's endgame be more than just space colonization? Could he be laying the groundwork for a future where humanity learns to control not just space, but time itself? And if that's the case, what does he know that we don't? Could his cryptic hints be his way of gradually preparing the world for a revelation too big to comprehend all at once? If Musk is on the verge of a discovery that could change everything we know about time, then it may only be a matter of time before we learn the truth. The many worlds theory and infinite timelines. Time travel, as we traditionally understand it, presents one major problem: paradoxes. The idea that someone could go back in time and change history, potentially erasing their own existence, makes conventional time travel seem impossible. However, the many worlds theory, also known as the multiverse theory, offers a fascinating alternative. According to this interpretation of quantum mechanics, the universe doesn't follow a single timeline. Instead, every time a decision is made, reality splits into multiple versions, creating infinite parallel universes. This means that instead of a single linear history, there are countless timelines existing simultaneously, each representing different choices and outcomes. This theory, first proposed in the 1950s by physicist Hugh Everett III, suggests that every time an event occurs, the universe branches into separate realities. In one version, you made a particular choice. In another, you didn't. Now here's where things get really interesting. If infinite timelines exist, could time travelers be jumping between them rather than altering their own past? Instead of going back and changing history in a way that would create a paradox, a traveler could simply enter a different timeline where the change was never an issue in the first place. This would allow for time travel without the risk associated with disrupting causality. Consider, for example, the grandfather paradox. If you went back in time and prevented your grandfather from meeting your grandmother, you would theoretically never be born. But under the many worlds theory, you wouldn't be altering your own past. Instead, you'd be stepping into a new branch of reality where that event happened differently. Your original timeline would remain unchanged, while a new one would unfold in which you never existed. If this is true, it raises a mind-bending possibility. What if time travelers are already here, hopping between different versions of history? Could déjà vu, strange historical inconsistencies, or the Mandela effect be evidence that reality is being rewritten as people move between timelines? This theory also suggests that future civilizations may have already perfected time travel, but instead of changing the past, they merely explore and observe parallel worlds. If so, it would explain why we never see obvious time travelers, because they are operating on different branches of history that don't affect our direct timeline. Elon Musk himself has expressed a deep fascination with this idea. His discussions of simulation theory suggest that reality itself may be far more flexible than we assume. If time travel is real, and if infinite timelines exist, could Musk be searching for a way to harness this knowledge? Could his work with AI and advanced computing eventually lead to conscious timeline manipulation? If the many worlds theory is correct, then time travel may not just be possible, it may already be happening without us even realizing it. John Titor, the internet's first alleged time traveler. The internet has seen its fair share of hoaxes, but few have been as mysterious and persistent as the case of John Titor. In the early 2000s, an anonymous user began posting on online forums, claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2036. His mission? To retrieve an old IBM 5100 computer, a seemingly obscure piece of technology from the 1970s, which he claimed was critical for fixing a major computing crisis in the future. According to Titor, the IBM 5100 had unique capabilities that had been lost in later generations of computers, and only someone with knowledge of the future would know how valuable it truly was. What made Titor's story even more chilling was not just his claim of time travel, but the dystopian future he described. He warned of an impending civil war in the United States, beginning in 2004 and escalating into a full-scale conflict by 2008. He spoke of global instability, nuclear war, and a world reshaped by catastrophe. Many of his most extreme predictions did not come true, leading skeptics to dismiss him as just another internet hoax. But here's where it gets interesting. Titor himself had an explanation for this. He claimed that by revealing information about the future, he had altered the timeline itself, preventing the very events he warned about. If this is true, then it raises a mind-bending paradox. If time travelers do exist, their very actions may be changing the course of history so drastically that we never see the timelines they originally came from. Perhaps Titor's warnings were effective enough to shift history just enough to avert disaster. Or perhaps, as some theorists suggest, Titor wasn't the only traveler. If people are traveling back in time and making small adjustments, could this explain why history doesn't always unfold the way predictions suggest it will? Adding to the mystery, Titor's knowledge of physics was strangely detailed, discussing concepts like Kerr black holes, rotating singularities, and time displacement units, things that, at the time, weren't widely discussed outside of theoretical physics. He even provided sketches of his supposed time machine, claiming it operated using a miniature black hole, a concept that later became an area of serious scientific study. Years later, no one has been able to prove who John Titor really was, and despite numerous theories, no definitive evidence has debunked the entire story. Was he an elaborate internet prankster, or did we witness the only known communication from a real-time traveler? If time travel exists, and if Titor was correct about alternate timelines, we may never know the truth because history itself may have already been rewritten. Real cases of alleged time travel. Throughout history, countless stories have surfaced of people experiencing what appears to be time travel. Some of these cases are eerie coincidences, while others challenge our very understanding of reality. One of the most famous cases is the Moberly-Jourdain incident, where two women in 1901 claimed to have stepped into a moment from 18th century France, seeing figures from Marie Antoinette's court before suddenly snapping back into their own time. Could they have slipped through a time loop, or was it an elaborate illusion? Then there's the Bold Street time slip, where multiple eyewitnesses in Liverpool reported suddenly walking into what appeared to be the 1950s before just as quickly returning to the present. These aren't isolated cases. There are countless reports of people seeing objects, buildings, and even people that shouldn't exist in their time. Some even claim that a secret device known as the Vatican chronovisor allows people to view past historical events like a television screen. If such a machine exists, what else is hidden from the public? These cases raise an unsettling question. Are these just strange urban legends, or have people unknowingly stumbled upon time travel in ways they don't even understand? If individuals in the past have experienced this phenomenon, is it possible that someone somewhere is controlling it? And if so, could it be a power so immense that it is deliberately concealed from the world? The link between UFOs and time travel. If time travel exists, then it may not just be human beings who are using it. One of the most provocative theories suggests that UFOs aren't piloted by extraterrestrials at all, but by humans from the distant future. Some researchers propose that these strange, gray-skinned beings with large heads and elongated limbs are not aliens, but rather evolved humans who have returned to observe their own past. If this is the case, then it would explain why UFO sightings are often reported near historical turning points, nuclear facilities, and government installations. Could these futuristic visitors be monitoring our civilization to ensure history unfolds as it should? This also raises another mind-boggling possibility. What if the increase in UFO sightings in recent decades is not because aliens have found us, but because our future selves have reached a critical point where they must intervene? If time travel is real, then it would mean these visitors could be travelers from our own timeline, watching and studying us to understand their own history. Could the answer to UFOs have been tied to time travel all along? And if Musk has knowledge of such advancements, could he be positioning himself to unlock the ultimate breakthrough in human history? The time police. Who's controlling it? If time travel were widely accessible, we would expect to see obvious signs of it. People from the future walking among us, massive historical alterations, or undeniable evidence of travelers from other times. Yet none of these things seem to be happening on a large scale. Why do some believe that time travel is already a highly classified secret controlled by world governments or private organizations? Just as access to nuclear technology is carefully guarded, the ability to manipulate time could be so dangerous that it has been strictly controlled and hidden from the public. A few whistleblowers have claimed that a time police exists an unknown organization that enforces the secrecy of time travel, ensuring that no unauthorized individuals disrupt the timeline. Some go even further, suggesting that agencies like the Men in Black don't actually monitor extraterrestrial life, but instead watch over time travelers to prevent paradoxes or catastrophic timeline shifts. If true, this would mean that we aren't necessarily looking at an open discovery of time travel, but rather a covert, highly controlled power that only a select few understand. This leads to a chilling realization. If time travel is being suppressed, then its existence may never be acknowledged. Could this explain why Elon Musk, despite his unfiltered public persona, only hints at the possibilities rather than directly confirming them? If he knew the truth, would he even be allowed to share it? Glitches in the Matrix. Are we already seeing time travel effects? Even if time travel is being kept secret, many believe we can still see traces of it through strange phenomena. One of the most common and unsettling signs is déjà vu, the eerie feeling that we've experienced a moment before. Some scientists explain it as a brain malfunction, but others speculate that it could be an effect of timeline manipulation, as if something was changed in the past, causing a ripple effect that our subconscious mind picks up on. Then there's the Mandela effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people remember historical details differently than they are recorded. Did Nelson Mandela die in prison, or did he live until 2013? Some claim that these memory discrepancies could be the result of shifts between parallel timelines, as if small changes in history have altered our present reality in ways we can barely detect. Even stranger, what if Musk's Neuralink or AI research could lead to a way to hack time itself? If our perception of time is tied to our brain's processing speed, could an advanced AI interface allow us to slow down, speed up, or even rewind time within our consciousness? The implications are staggering. What if we're already experiencing manipulated time and just don't realize it? The ultimate power, controlling the future. If time travel is real, then it would be the single most powerful technology in human history. The ability to see into the future would give unlimited power. Whoever controlled it could dominate the stock market, predict disasters, or ensure their own rise to power. They could rewrite history, eliminating opposition before it even formed. This raises a terrifying question. Has someone already done this? If time travel is being used in secret, then the people pulling the strings may not be the ones we think. Could certain figures throughout history have known more than they should? Were key global events orchestrated by those with foreknowledge of what would happen? And where does Musk fit into this? He has often hinted that he sees things differently, as if he's anticipating the future in a way no one else does. Could he be one of the few people with access to this knowledge? And if so, is he trying to use it for good, or is someone else already using it in ways we can't imagine? What if Musk is right? After exploring the science, the theories, and the mysterious clues, one thing is clear. Time travel is no longer just science fiction. We already know that time dilation is real, we have historical accounts of possible time slips, and we've uncovered compelling evidence that the truth about time manipulation is being kept from the public. Elon Musk has spent years hinting at deeper truths through cryptic tweets, interviews, and his fascination with simulation theory. Whether it's through space travel, artificial intelligence, or something even more groundbreaking, he seems to be working towards something beyond what the world currently understands. So what if he's right? What if time travel isn't a distant fantasy, but something already being used? And if it is, who is really in control of it? Now it's your turn to decide. Do you believe time travel is real? Could Musk be on the verge of revealing something world-changing? Let us know in the comments below.